This week we're at Peach Smash in Cowpen, South Carolina. New to many, but a classic for some, as this was raced many years ago. This track would feature it all: hill climbs, rocky sections, routes hidden in loamy soil, creek crossing, jumps, and much more. With features galore, spectators would gather around and watch the races. It seems like at this point on Pro Row, it's a matter of who can slow down John Glauda Jr. the most. This week would have all the regulars looking to get it done: Dylan Walraven, Weston Scott, Davis Brinson, and fresh off his comeback, Cameron Abey.
Ready for the day, man?
Super stoked for today.
How you doing today, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. You coming back today? Back on the box, right?
I'm gonna shoot for it.
Absolutely. You got to take this guy.
Oh, first turn.
First turn. All right.
Dylan Walraven would start off on a good note, grabbing the whole shot. Meanwhile, Nathan Hondurelis would get shoved into a hay bale, putting him in last place going into the woods. The first lap would be business as usual for John Glauda Jr., picking off the field so he could be in first place to send it over the creek jump for all the fans. He would be chased by his brother James Glauda, Cameron Abey, and Ronnie Rush, who would all be within 8 seconds of each other when they would cross the line. In the women's division, Mackenzie Luckadoo wouldn't be able to defend her win after a quad issue prevented her from being able to race this weekend. That should leave the door wide open for Olivia Mitchell to rack up some points. Brianna McGuire would grab the whole shot, followed closely by Abby Huggins and Olivia Mitchell. Unfortunately for Olivia Mitchell, no sooner than she would take the lead and look to pull away, her chain would end up breaking, ending her day just before the first mile marker. This would leave the door wide open for a different winner on this day. In Vet A class, Brandon Pettit would jump out to an early lead, securing the whole shot, followed closely by Ben Lohman and Jason Kraft as they blasted through the woods. By the end of the first lap, the lead pack of Brandon Pettit, followed by Wyatt Westmoreland and Justin Collins, had already started to separate themselves a bit from the pack. Blaze Cooke would blast off into the whole shot for A class, just barely beating out Kirby Cooke. These two would duke it out for the first lap, with Kirby Cooke getting into the lead, followed closely by Blaze Cooke, Connor Walker, and Hunter McCraw. This class would be full of battles from top to bottom, with every lap having a 1 second or less battle at the finish line. Those battles were everywhere from the father-son duo of Jason and Connor Walker to Cameron Richards and Brent Schaefer.
Taking all the views, stepping up place, feeling the fear. I know you're feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black, motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming. Somebody better say a prayer for me. Tonight may get a little crazy. You can meet me outside, but you better buckle up. It's a wild ride. Welcome to the wild side. Wild, wild, wild. Welcome to the wild side. Wild, wild, wild. Welcome to the wild side. Wild, wild, wild. Welcome to the wild side. Wild side. Yeah. Party till 5 in the morning. Do it again in the morning. Do it like we did this ride, man. I think the government watching. Man, it's the perfect society. Struggling with my sobriety. Struggling with my anxiety. Are you feeling the insanity? Anger inside of me. There is a war in me. And it keep drowning me. by all of the vanity. Snakes all around and they rattling. Tell them to shut up the chattering.
After early trouble for Blaze Cooke having a 10-minute slower lap and getting stuck, and Hunter McCraw being forced to retire early, you would think Kirby Cooke would be up to an easy victory. Today, he wanted to make it exciting. After getting out to about a minute-and-a-half lead, he would run out of endurance, letting the trio of Connor Walker, Ben Parham, and Jason Walker catch up. On the penultimate lap, he would have to fall back into third place before taking the risky creek jump to get back into the lead. Going into the final lap, the top three would be separated by just 3 seconds. Kirby Cooke decided to take the big drop off while Ben Parham and Connor Walker took the bypass. This would give Kirby Cooke the space he needed and he would hold on for the victory. Ben Parham would end up getting second place, followed by Connor Walker in third, who ended up beating his father Jason Walker for the first time, securing himself that last podium spot.
They kept me honest this week. They caught me on the white flag lap, but passed them back on the checkered lap.
How you say it's so clean, man? You're one of the cleanest ones out here.
Stay out front.
As the race would go on, it would be a battle of attrition. Wyatt Westmoreland would be forced to retire after his chain came off, getting stuck in his sprocket on the last lap. Brandon Pettit, who was racing sick and battling all day just to stay out there, as the laps went on, it became overbearing and he was forced to retire. However, he would end up getting fourth place, which was enough to keep his overall points lead in class. Ben Lohman would slide up into second place, and Jason Kraft would hold on after a bit of a tough day and get third. That would leave Justin Collins to run away with it and become your class leader by over 6 minutes.
How was the race today, man?
Very tough. It was a great track, though.
By the end of the first lap, Michelle Harrison had taken first place, followed by Abby Huggins and Brianna McGuire. A combination of a few bad laps by Abby Huggins and a few good laps by Brianna McGuire would lead them to end up swapping spots, where they would stay for the rest of the race. By the second lap, Michelle Harrison had already checked out, pushing her lead to over 3 minutes. By the time she would see the checkered flag, it would be over 10 minutes, giving her the comfortable win.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide, never see me coming, I'm a landmine, yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand, if you ain't know, you about to understand, yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand, yeah, take it to extreme, you ain't seen it like that, yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag, yeah, and we ain't never going back now, future expedited, now we on the fast track now, they won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now, it's time to act out, here we go, at the top of the glass on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go.
Weston Scott was on the move through the middle of the race, dropping down into 9th place on the first lap before mounting a bit of a comeback, crawling all the way back up into 5th. Dylan Walraven, after his great start, would have a shaky first lap, getting shoved all the way back to 5th place. And that's where he would mount a mid-race comeback as well, slowly picking off the field and ultimately getting past James Glauda to take second place on the podium from him towards the end. And at this point, we're starting to feel like a broken record as John Glauda Jr. would hop out into the lead, hold on to it the whole race, and cruise to a victory. We're starting to think he's more worried about his next social media post towards the end of the race than his competitors. That completes our coverage of today's race. We'll see you in a few weekends at Strange's Ranch. As always, if you have any battles we should cover, feel free to let us know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon.